Today I'm talking about the 3 different factors and the benefits of owning a home that not a lot of people talk about. So number 1, it's going to be the tax savings. So for those of you who file your taxes and who don't have a lot to write off, then most likely you're taking a standard deduction. And every single year that number changes, but I'll make sure I include what exactly the current deductions are in the state of California. But by owning a mortgage, now that housing payment that maybe you were paying in rent before, part of your housing payment is now going to be a benefit to your tax savings. And at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, the taxable income of whatever you make is going to be much lower due to the fact that you could actually write off part of your housing expense, the interest that you're paying on the mortgage loan. And so by being able to itemize and actually write that out, your taxable income goes lower, which means you're paying not as much in income taxes. Okay, number 2, another important thing to remember is your housing payment is not going to be all an expense now. Of course, the interest that's going to be paid, you're benefiting from tax savings, but also part of your mortgage payment is going to be the principal you're paying down on your loan, which means the more you pay down the loan, the more equity you're building on the home. So part of that payment is actually kind of like a forced savings plan, because eventually if you sell the home, if you refinance, whatever you do, that money is yours. If you're paying down that loan balance, then if you sell the home, you get those profits back. And so it really is a form of a forced savings plan. And third, the great news with owning your own home, you don't have to worry about rent payments going up. And so what I mean by that is when you have a mortgage, most likely you'll be getting into a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And that means that you don't have to worry about any unexpected rent hikes that might be impacting you if the landlord decided to, increase rents. Whatever payment you get into initially and that you're comfortable with, that is the payment you will have for the life of the loan. And the only time that your payment would change and your mortgage payment would change is if you are refinancing to benefit your mortgage, which means if the rates come down, for example, maybe you refinance into that lower rate, so now your payments are even lower than when you initially purchased the home. So the great news is you have a lot more control over what happens with your mortgage payment, and if it changes at all, more than likely it's only going down.